Hello guys, it's Airsick Hydra here, and in today's video I'm going to be talking to some of Neocore about their fantastic game Inquisitor Martyr. As well as that, we'll be probing them for some new information, some spicy leaks. I always like to bring something new to the table, hopefully about new classes, new maps, the next roadmap perhaps, and maybe even some information on the upcoming story and what we can expect for it. Guys, buckle up, strap yourself in, get ready for the interview, it's going to be fun. First up guys, thank you so much for having me back. I tell you what, before we get started, why don't you just introduce yourselves for any of the listeners who don't know who you are or what you do for Neocore.
Hey everyone, it's good to be here. My name is Gergo, I'm the PR manager of Neocore Games, and with me, this is Viktor.
Hi, I'm Viktor, and I'm the narrative designer, writer for Inquisitor Martyr, and well, I'm glad to be here. Hi.
Yeah.
Lovely, lovely stuff. So, I've been hearing Neocore have been particularly busy of the last sort of week or two. What have you guys been getting up to?
Gamescom?
Gamescom, yeah.
Yeah, so let's talk about Gamescom first. This was a pretty crazy week for everyone, all of us, not just the two of us, but the whole team who were at Gamescom. It was an amazing experience. We've met a lot of hardcore Warhammer fans, a lot of people who tried out our game, and also media folks. I think the response was quite good. Right?
It was extremely positive.
Yes.
I'm really glad that we were there, and it was great to meet so many fans, as you just said. And it was great to see people playing the game.
Yeah, we've announced the Steam Early Access date at Gamescom, which is 31st of August, this Thursday. Quite an exciting week, I guess. And we showcased a new build, not live yet. It has a new map, but we're going to talk about it later. But yeah, I guess that was a great experience overall.
Yeah, it took me 2 days to recover, but in a good way.
I'll admit I did see some of the footage from Gamescom. It looked absolutely fantastic. I wish I could have gone. So how about we start with some of the questions. The first one I've got is the largest content drop is going to drop quote unquote soon. What's happening and what should we be excited about with this content drop?
Okay, so we've gonna get the early access launch soon, in a few days, which means a massive patch is gonna drop with it. And after that, we're gonna continue to release content patches for the early access game. It won't stop in September. We're gonna release a new roadmap as well, yeah, we're gonna talk about it in a few seconds. And I think the most exciting thing, for me at least, is that everything's gonna be rebalanced. Gearing, leveling, basically all the progress, and I think it's shaping up to be a full game, not just an alpha. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm excited to start a new character and just level up all the way to the end.
So I have been following you guys on social media, etc. I've seen quite a few tweets about Gamescom. I have to say the event looked absolutely amazing. I'm gutted I couldn't have gone. But how about we get into the questions and start sort of talking about the game a little bit. And I think the best place to start is with the largest content drop coming pretty soon. What should us players be excited about at the moment? What's happening next for Inquisitor Martyr?
So yeah, about the new roadmap. If you follow the game, if you followed us and how we released patches, we always released bigger or smaller updates every 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and we had a roadmap for it. But the roadmap only showed what we're gonna release till September, and we're gonna release a new roadmap just in time for the early access launch, which is this week. So you guys are gonna see the new roadmap online, I think this week. It's safe to say it's this week. And it will show all the new stuff that's coming to the game up until next year. It's pretty cool, and it's gonna get, let's say, we have new Terran types, we get a new class, something, new class, third class, and a lot of minor changes, minor things. So yeah, watch out for the new roadmap, I'd say.
Okay, so you'll have peaked a few, you'll have raised a few eyebrows there by mentioning the third class. So are you guys feeling ready, comfortable to officially announce who they are, who they're going to be? Maybe even give us a little bit of detail on how they might play?
So a bit more about the roadmap. The major things I can tell you guys right now that the third class, which is not a secret anymore, is the Psyker, is coming this fall. It will be included in one of the bigger content patches that are during the Steam Early Access. And the Psyker will be a really amazing class.
I'm really looking forward to it.
I think it will play a lot differently compared to the Assassin or the Crusader, right? Or it will be...
Well, that's the plan.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
So yes, the Psyker should be totally different. And just like the Assassin was different from the Crusader, we are creating the Psyker class to represent a totally different kind of gameplay.
Yeah.
That would require you to rethink your usual tactics in the game.
It's basically a caster utility class, but Viktor has a pretty cool word for it, or
which one I have
something that's more Warhammer related.
I think usually I try to sum it up like, okay, we have sort of a mage-like character, but sorcery is heresy. So usually I put it this way: we have a sanctioned user of the blasphemous warp energies.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I heard it so much at Gamescom, but just hard to remember. But yeah, so warp energies.
Well, I can't wait to play the Psyker. I haven't been very good with glass cannons or mages in the past, but I'm pretty excited. Next question is going to be sort of one for Viktor here. So I've played quite a lot of Van Helsing 1, 2 and 3, and I loved how much dialogue there was in the game. One of the best, or one of my favourite things was just the banter between Van Helsing and Katarina. So what sort of dialogue, or what types of dialogue are we going to see within sort of Inquisitor Martyr?
Okay, so in Van Helsing we had Van Helsing, the protagonist, and we had Lady Katarina as the sidekick. And we had constant dialogues between these two characters. The question is, do we have the same system, the same template in Inquisitor Martyr? It's not the same, but it's similar. We are going to have a lot of non-player characters in Inquisitor Martyr who will represent basically those kind of characters that you really should meet in a game about Inquisitors. We are doing this a bit different this time. You are going to have most of the characters talking to you, so there will be dialogues, there will be banters, but unlike Van Helsing, these characters will be on your own ship, well, which is not your ship, but a rogue trader ship. So first of all, we have a rogue trader captain, who is going to be one of your constant companions in the game, and in most cases you are going to have conversations with her through your private Vox channel. Sooner or later you are going to get introduced to the other members of your Inquisitor retinue, which also means that you are going to have access to them as well, your tech priests and all sorts of characters who will appear in the game. So rest assured, there will be plenty of dialogues, but they won't be delivered the same way as we did in Van Helsing.
Awesome. Well, I think we can all look forward to that. So what sort of characters could we maybe expect to meet while playing within the open world then? So will there be other Inquisitors? Perhaps will we make some friends, some allies, some enemies? What are we going to see?
And if I mention non-player characters, there will be all sorts of non-player characters in the game. I already mentioned that there are characters standing on your bridge, your retinue, but you will also meet various important non-player characters in the Caligari sector, which means that you are going to have certain location points of interest where you can interact with very unique characters from the 40k universe, and be prepared, you are going to meet a very colorful list of personalities in the sector.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And while we're on the subject of sort of being out in the world meeting people, I wanted to ask you about cabals as well, which is a clan for anyone that isn't familiar with the term. Within sort of Martyr, you guys seem to have mentioned cabal missions, techs, etc. We're kind of getting the impression you're looking at a bit more of a community-driven game than the average ARPG. Can you just sort of clarify what your intentions are for the type of game direction we're looking at?
So, cabals. So just in case, if you are worried, if you're a single player kinda player, you can play Inquisitor Martyr alone, gear your character up alone, and finish the game alone. But if you like socializing or multiplayer, you can join cabals, you can play in co-op, you can play some PvP, and these cabals are not just basic groups. These cabals will probably have some extra stuff, maybe tech trees, maybe extra missions, cabal missions. We'll see. We are experiencing with all of these, and we're gonna see what will be included in future patches. This is something I think that's also coming during the Steam Early Access, and will be included in the roadmap when it's coming.
Wicked, simply wicked. So, last one for Victor here is when it comes to story writing. Now, the world of 40k is so expansive. I guess it also must mean that there's a lot of lore you guys have got to stick to. So, how much reading did you have to go through before you sort of felt comfortable writing something for this universe? And maybe because we've got the first bit of the campaign coming out soon, are there any bits of advice you've got for when we play this?
On the subject of the story, the lore of the 40k universe is extensive, and while we were preparing to write the game itself, we tried to read everything that has been published about Inquisitors, and mostly we tried to read everything that has been published, and we also tried to create a story which is a very inquisitorial story in the universe. And I think that when you start the story itself, which also serves as the tutorial for the game and the prologue for the overall plot, you will find that it will be very useful to gather as many clues as possible. There will be all kinds of written and recorded clues scattered all over the plot, and by puzzling these clues together, you will get a much better understanding of the mystery surrounding the Martyr, which is the abandoned fortress monastery where the story takes place. And we really hope that we could create a story that has this very distinctive atmosphere to it that makes it an inquisitorial story.
And finally, guys, some people will be wondering about the thumbnail for this video. Why have I been saying winter is coming? Well, I had a little peep on social media. I did spy a snow map. Is that something correct? Can you tell me anything about this up-and-coming new map we're going to see, maybe even tomorrow?
So yes, Gamescom, we brought in a new build, and it had a tiny bit of extra content that's not on the live game yet, which is snowy map, a map covered in snow, and not just a simple new map. It's pretty exciting because it's a huge area, a huge new kind of map typeset. It's compared to the other maps, it's not just corridors and a labyrinth. It's more like an open area where you can wander around, pull a lot of mobs, and it requires quite a different playstyle. should say. I think the game needs map like this. It will be a much cooler mixture of map types for the future. And yes, we are planning to release more map types, more terrain types, more sub-terrain types. So yeah, after the early access and during the next few content patches, we're gonna have more map types, and I'm not even sure what's the final number we're aiming for, but a lot more than the current one.
Wow, well thank you so much for your time, guys. It's been super appreciated. I'm sure the people sitting watching this are also thinking that this looks and sounds great. Just before we hit the stop record button, is there anything else you'd like to share with the players out there?
And yeah, so some last words. Thanks everyone who's following the game and who's interested in our game. Don't forget, this Thursday is the Steam Early Access launch. It's 31st of August. We are really excited about that. And we're gonna have a new roadmap with all the coming features in the coming months, including the sidecar, which will be the third class, and we're gonna share more info on that very soon. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
So guys, that's a wrap. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. Guys, I would like to thank Neocore for being such great sports. They are a fantastic bunch of guys and girls. They really, truly love the game that they're making. Guys, take care. I'll see you in the next video, and I'll see you in the game.